Fabrizio Romano claims Cunha will accept Man United move as wages, fee, contract length emerge. Manchester United are confident of completing the Matheus Cunha deal as quickly as possible, with Fabrizio Romano delivering a big update and with details of the big money transfer now coming to light, while Ruben Amorim has also been asked for his opinion on the signing. The Red Devils are desperate to add more goals to their attack this summer after a meagre tally of just 38 goals in the Premier League so far this season, a tally only better than 5 other sides. And with fellow strugglers Tottenham even managing 61, it's no surprise to see Manchester United on course for their first ever bottom-half finish in Premier League history. To that end, Amorim hopes to sign 2 players to boost his attacking options this summer: a new number 9, with Liam Delap their prime target, and a number 10 to sit alongside Bruno Fernandes, which is where Cunha comes into play. The Brazilian has enjoyed a phenomenal season on a personal level, enjoying 20 goal involvements from just 31 appearances, to almost single-handedly keep Wolves afloat in the Premier League. However, with United now willing to trigger his £62.5 million release clause, a deal to take the player to Old Trafford is rapidly edging closer. And now a new update from transfer guru Romano has given United even greater optimism. Manchester United are making progress on a daily basis on the Matheus Cunha deal. Very positive conversations, Romano said on his YouTube channel. Manchester United management, Ruben Amorim, who is fully involved in this process, they are all looking in the same direction. Romano continued, "The Champions League is not deal breaker for the player. Matheus Cunha is still ready to accept the proposal from Manchester United. They need at least one more meeting to fix some details. But my understanding is that United want to make it happen as soon as possible." Team Talk can reveal that Wolves are unwilling to compromise on the £62.5 million fee in Cunha's release clause, meaning United will need to meet the fee in full. However, the Red Devils hope to negotiate a favourable payment structure over the 25-year-old, likely to be spread out over 5 years, and the length of contract they plan to offer the player. In addition, the Daily Telegraph reports that United are prepared to make Cunha one of their highest earners, with wages of £200,000 a week, double the salary he currently picks up at Molineux. Meanwhile, in other news, Manchester United transfer news, Liam Delap talks, Marcus Rashford return, Benjamin Sesko interest. The latest Manchester United transfer news and rumours amid updates on Liam Delap, Benjamin Sesko, Andre Onana and others. Manchester United's display in Sunday's 4-1 Premier League defeat to Newcastle United was yet another example of the work needed to be done in the summer transfer window. Ruben Amorim's squad needs much work, and after being forced to work with a group of players hand-selected by another manager, the Portuguese faces an important window at the end of the season. A new striker has been the priority in the recent weeks, with Liam Delap, Hugo Ekitike and Victor Osimhen all being linked. However, Andre Onana's exclusion from the trip to Newcastle means speculation has increased in goal. Reports have stated that Amorim wants to bring a new number 1 to Old Trafford in the summer. Parma's Zion Suzuki is understood to be a target, with there being a number of goalkeepers available. For United to buy players, they must seal, meaning speculation surrounding certain players is expected to ramp up inside the next few weeks. According to the Daily Star, Liam Delap wants to join a club playing in Europe next season, with Chelsea or Arsenal said to be his preferred destination. The 22-year-old striker has been linked with an exit from Portman Road following his impressive performances for Ipswich Town. The report claims United have made it clear to Delap they want him, but he's having doubts about joining Ruben Amorim's side. The England under-21 international has a £30 million release clause in his contract, which becomes active if the Tractor Boys are relegated from the Premier League. Ruben Amorim's side will host Olympique Lyonnais at Old Trafford on Thursday evening for the second leg of the UEFA Europa League quarter-final. The French outfit salvaged a 2-2 draw last week, scoring late in stoppage time. If United manage to bypass Lyon, then they'll face either Athletic Bilbao or Rangers in the semi-final. In the meantime, though, Amorim will be stepping up preparations at Carrington. Meanwhile, in other news, Manchester United want to sign one of the best midfielders in the world. Manchester United are eyeing a summer move to sign Real Sociedad midfielder Martin Zubimendi for Ruben Amorim, GIVME Sports sources have been informed. The Red Devils are expected to oversee a major squad overhaul this summer as Ineos hope to rebuild the squad in the image of their new manager, despite the struggles he has had since taking charge in November. Financial constraints at Old Trafford mean they must look for value deals in the market, and one player who is now emerging as a target is Spain international Zubimendi. Spain international has a £51 million release clause. GIVME Sports sources can confirm that while Manuel Ugarte has established himself as a key performer under Amorim, Manchester United are still looking to add more legs to the squad during the summer window. Casemiro and Christian Eriksen are expected to be moved on this summer, with the manager admitting they don't provide the dynamic energy required, while there are reservations about using Kobbie Mainoo in the deeper midfield role, as he doesn't have the pace or stamina to perform there and is more effective further up the pitch. A new striker is seen as the priority at Old Trafford due to Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee's struggles this season, but a central midfielder is also high up on the list, and Manchester United are expected to take a close look at Zubimendi when they face Real Sociedad in the Europa League last 16 clash this week. The Spaniard has been described as one of the best midfielders in the world by his national team boss, and rejected a move to Liverpool last summer in order to stay with his boyhood club. But a deal is expected to happen this summer, and a move to the Premier League seems like the most likely destination. Zubimendi has a release clause worth £51 million, which represents fantastic value in a market where Ineos are tightening the purse strings. Reports from elsewhere have suggested that a move to Arsenal is extremely likely, but with Manchester United entering the race, it remains to be seen if they can convince him to move up north instead. Meanwhile, in other news, Ruben Amorim is facing his Erik ten Hag Cristiano Ronaldo moment at Manchester United. Garnacho hit the headlines after storming down the tunnel in the win against Ipswich. Alejandro Garnacho stormed down the tunnel after being substituted before half-time against Ipswich last night. The Argentine international was sacrificed for Noussair Mazraoui on the 45th minute, as Ruben Amorim wanted to bring on a defensive option after Patrick Dorgu's red card. United fans will know that this is not the first time one of their attacking stars has stormed down the tunnel in a strop before the full-time whistle. Cristiano Ronaldo infamously left Old Trafford early after Erik ten Hag refused to bring him on against Tottenham 2 seasons ago. Ruben Amorim is now facing his own Erik ten Hag Cristiano Ronaldo moment with his 20-year-old star. Can he take a leaf out of the former United manager's book when dealing with Garnacho? Ronaldo only appeared 4 more times for United after his touchline tantrum. The all-time great had a fractious relationship from the off with ten Hag, but it was the game against Spurs where things first boiled over publicly. The Dutchman sanctioned Ronaldo by dropping him for the next United game away at Chelsea. Amorim, who has previously left players including Garnacho out of his squad due to discipline issues, could employ a similar tactic to his predecessor. "Was cold and wet, maybe," Amorim said when asked about Garnacho's actions. "The thinking was that we played more in 5-3-1. I know that's a risk because we take the only player now that has 1-against-1 and pace. What I am saying is, I'm going to talk with Garnacho about that. I will talk about that if you want in the next press conference." Ten Hag seemingly ruled the United dressing room with an iron fist. Dropping Ronaldo after his incident was the first instances of him stamping down his authority on his squad. Even though Ronaldo did play for Ten Hag again, and even captained the side in his last appearance for the club in a 3-1 loss at Villa Park, the relationship between the two had broken down after the Tottenham game. Garnacho was dropped against Manchester City, along with Marcus Rashford in December, and was linked with a move to Chelsea last Moncht, although his desire was to remain at Old Trafford. It would not be a surprise if Amorim was to leave Garnacho out of his starting line-up for Sunday's FA Cup tie against Fulham, or potentially even the squad entirely. I love to score goals. Chido Obi gives first interview since signing for Manchester United. Manchester United take on Arsenal in the FA Youth Cup quarter-finals on Friday, and Chido Obi could be involved in the game. Chido Obi said he loves to score goals in his first interview with Manchester United's club media. Obi completed a move to United from Arsenal in the summer, and he was given his first team debut by Ruben Amorim against Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League earlier this month. Obi made another appearance from the bench at Goodison Park last weekend, and was included in the senior squad again when Ipswich Town visited Old Trafford on Wednesday night. There has been excitement building around Obi since his arrival from Arsenal, and United have finally published a snippet of an interview with the young striker on their club website. The under-18s take on Arsenal in the FA Youth Cup quarter-finals on Friday, and United have published a 7-minute video documenting how they reached that stage of competition. There is a snippet of Obi after scoring a hat-trick against Chelsea, and he said, "I love to score goals, and I love to help the team to win in this big competition, so, yeah, it's really good." That is the first time footage of Obi speaking has been shared by United's in-house media, although the 17-year-old did reply good when he was asked about his cameo against Everton by the Manchester Evening News as he walked through the Goodison Park mixed zone on Saturday. U18 boss Adam Lawrence praised Obi after the Chelsea victory and said, "It was a really good night for both of the goal scorers, Obi and Scanlon. I thought the two of them had really good performances on the whole, aside from the goals. Obviously, Chido's a natural goal scorer. He wants to score goals and get himself into those positions, but I was really pleased with him just in terms of his link-up play, not just stretching and running in behind, but recognizing when to show into feet, how to use his body to shield the ball, and when to bring others into play." Lawrence continued, "It was a real team effort. When you come into these games, there's always some apprehension. You know it's about how you deal with it on the night, how you perform. Overall, I think you'd have to say we deserve the result and the victory. Like any tournament, you've got to take each game as it comes, and there'll be different challenges within them. We've obviously overcome that tonight. We have a lot of respect for Chelsea as an academy. We know they have some really good individuals and a good squad. We've had a couple of really good games with them of late. When you get to this stage, there's going to be different questions posed of the group. But we rose to that. Every youth player remembers their Youth Cup experiences. We can't have it as the only benchmark for the players in terms of their youth team journey, but it can give the players some special memories. Knowing it was Arsenal away in the next round, hopefully to be played at the Emirates, was a nice carrot for us today. That'll be something we'll look forward to, and something for the boys to remember. The men will be at the Emirates to report on the U18's clash against Arsenal on Friday night. Meanwhile, in other news, it's not their game. Rio Ferdinand names 4 Man United stars who don't suit Ruben Amorim. Manchester United legend Rio Ferdinand has insisted that Joshua Zirkzee, Harry Maguire, Rasmus Højlund and Matthijs de Ligt are not dynamic or athletic enough to slot into Ruben Amorim's preferred style of play. Ferdinand spoke on TNT Sports after United beat Ipswich Town 3-2 at Old Trafford on Wednesday evening. The Red Devils started off terribly with Patrick Dorgu and Andre Onana getting involved in a calamitous mix-up which allowed Jadon Philogene to tap into an open goal. Amorim's men responded well, restoring parity as Sam Morsy turned in an excellent free-kick delivery from Bruno Fernandes. United would go on to take the lead courtesy of de Ligt, who scored from close range. The game threatened to be turned sour for United after Dorgu was given his marching orders for a reckless tackle on Omari Hutchinson, only for Philogene to equalise just moments afterwards. However, Maguire came up with the goods almost immediately after the break, heading in home Fernandes's corner. Despite being pleased with the result, Ferdinand admitted that the fans are yet to see what they expected when Amorim replaced Erik ten Hag in November last year. Ferdinand said on TNT Sports, "I think if we're being brutally honest, there hasn't been the progress that we all anticipated." Where he came from, how successful he had been, and the silverware he brought to Sporting, the anticipation of him coming was like, wow, what an opportunity we've got now with this young manager, and it hasn't transferred here. I sat with him the other day and you can see there's a desire, there's a work ethic behind the scenes, and he's nipping at everything to try and get this right and turn it around. But things haven't been smooth for him, and he hasn't managed to get it to where he wants to at this point in time. Ferdinand added, I think he needs to just get to the end of the season, really regroup, and then start building again, building the team and coaching the team, because right now they've been stuttering along, and that's probably being polite. I watched Sporting a few times, in Europe especially. They were an athletic, dynamic team. That was one of the staples of that team, the hallmarks of that good team that was winning things. He continued, this team aren't a mobile, dynamic team. If you look through the heartbeat of this team, they have other qualities, but being physical, having the ability to overrun teams physically, they don't have that capacity. Asked whether Xerxes is the type of player that suits Amorim, Ferdinand answered, oh, De Ligt, Maguire, Højlund, it's not their game. So I think he needs to find those type of players with the capabilities of carrying out not only tactically what he wants, but the physicality is equally important. During the match, Ferdinand and Robbie Savage also tore into Onana, blaming him for not communicating with Dorgu in the build-up to Philogéne's first strike. Savage said on commentary via Daily Mail, wow, Dorgu has tracked the run and the communication between Onana and Dorgu must be non-existent. Credit to Jadon Philogene, the desire, he's onside. But I've got no idea why Onana is running out to that position. Dorgu has got it under control. No problem at all. He shouldn't come there, Onana. I might be completely wrong, but stay. The defender has got it under control, so stay in your 6-yard box. Credit to Philogene. What a start from Ipswich. Savage went on. The defender has got it under control. I don't think there is a reason why Onana comes out there. You should be talking, lay it back to him on his right foot, and then he can clear it. I don't know why he's come. The defender is in control. Onana, stay in your goal. Ferdinand was equally critical, further stating, a terrible start. I don't think Dorgu, at any moment, looks up to see where Onana is. Onana doesn't need to come in. The fullback is in complete control, and he can just hold his ground and let him play it back to him. But Dorgu doesn't look. The awareness isn't there, and it's pounced on. Ipswich took a deserved lead for pouncing on that lack of communication. The result saw United climb up just 1 point, to 14th place in the Premier League table. The Reds are back in action on Sunday, when they welcome Fulham to Old Trafford in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Kickoff is at 16:30 GMT. Subscribe for more inside updates.